Consultants at McKinsey, Bain, and BCG are known for one thing: their slides. Nicely formatted, perfectly aligned, and very consistent. But having worked as a consultant at Bain for 2 years, I realized that that's actually not what makes their presentation so special. It's something else. It's the storyline that they use in every single presentation. Today, you'll learn the exact techniques that consultants use to outline their presentation. Let's start with the first slide of basically any consulting presentation. It consists of 4 steps: SCQA: situation, complication, question, and answer. But hey, let's look at an example together, all right? Imagine you're a consultant at McKinsey and Company. And on this one day, your high school buddy Sam calls you and asks you for your help. A few years ago, he started his cute bakery called Sweet Treats. And even though it started really well, his profits have lately gone down like crazy. As Sam is, a little bit more of an artsy guy, he doesn't know too much about business. And so he hired you to help him out. For a tiny fee of $10,000 a day, you generously agreed to help him.
I'm so selfless.
After 2 weeks of thorough analysis, you're ready to share your findings with Sam. And you start your presentation by sharing SCQA. First, situation. In what situation is the company? What is some context or some background information? In our case, in Sam's case, Sweet Treats is a small bakery that has become the #1 cupcake shop in Manhattan. Now, onto the complication. What problem, what challenge has emerged? How is the status quo disrupted? In our case, this new fancy bakery called Evil Treats has just opened across the street. And within a few weeks, Sam saw his profits decline by 50%. Now, we move on to the question. What do you want to solve? What needs to be solved to resolve that complication? In Sam's case, how can Sweet Treats compete with that evil bakery and regain his customers? Then we move on to the answer. What's your solution? How do you propose to overcome that challenge? In Sam's case, Sam's cupcake shop should introduce the cupcake sushi. More on that in just a second. Now, this one slide gives the context, frames the project, and gets everyone on the same page. Once you've done that, you move into your actual presentation. And here's where you apply the second technique, the pyramid principle. The pyramid principle is a method for organizing your ideas in a clear and logical manner. Consultants love this method because it helps their audience understand the most important points without getting lost in the details. So think of your presentation as a pyramid. The top of the pyramid is your main idea or your recommendation. Below that main idea, you show the supporting arguments that justify that main idea. And below that, the supporting arguments that show the details, maybe some evidence, maybe some data points to back that up. Let's go back to Sam's case to see how the pyramid principle looks like in real life. Well, real life. Your main idea is that Sam should introduce cupcake sushi. The supporting arguments for that could be that first, Sam has the capabilities to produce cupcake sushi. Second, that there's a high customer demand. And third, that there's limited competition. Let's now look what the evidence or the data points you have for each one of the arguments. Again, the first argument was that Sam has the capabilities to produce the cupcake sushis. These could be backed up by 3 data points. First, Sam knows how to make great sushi after living in Japan, for a couple of years. Second, the shop has the equipment to produce cupcakes and sushi. And third, the existing supplier can provide the ingredients. Moving to the next argument, that there is a high customer demand. You could show another 2 data points to really back it up. You could say that first, a survey has shown that 75% of the customers are interested in more innovative desserts. And second, that another study has shown that the demand for sushi is growing by 33% per year. And then lastly, you move into the last argument, that there's limited competition. Now, the evidence for that could be, again, another 2 data points. First, that there's really no other bakery that offers a similar product. And second, that Evil Bakery is unlikely to enter the market as they focus on only one product. That's it. That's the full outline or the storyline of your presentation. This outline gives a super clear view what Sam should do and how you arrived at that conclusion. Once you've shared your findings with the help of that pyramid principle, you then go into the wrap up of your presentation. And here you can share some clear next steps, some timelines, and some responsibilities. So to recap, first, SCQA to give some rough context and to frame the problem. Second, the pyramid principle to show your recommendation. And third, the next steps to wrap it up. By following this structure, your presentation will have the same flow as really any McKinsey presentation out there. But hey, sometimes you may also want to do something right at the beginning to get your listeners hooked from the first moment. For that, you may want to check out this next video in which I'll share my 7 favorite hooks to start your presentation. Enjoy.